Hi, I don't know how to start this off other than this is how I made my Rouge the Bat cosplay. I will preface this by saying everything's from Shein and Amazon, and also I just eyeballed everything. I didn't measure anything, so if you're looking for specifics, I apologize. This is just how I did it as I went on. But yeah, so let's start off with the top. So I had gotten this top from Shein, and then I had gotten this fabric from Amazon, and I just cut out a heart, and then I ironed it out, and then I sewed on the top half around the edges of the bust of the top, and then the rest of the heart, not gonna lie, I just glued down because I was trying to shape it onto myself over my bust without it being like any air bubbles between the corset and the pink fabric, if that makes sense. And then I just painted the edges of it white, and for the top half to really get the rounded out heart shape, I glued cardboard onto the inner side of the corset. And this is how it came out. I'm rocking with it. Hopefully you are too. I think it looks cute, and I'm really proud of how this came out. Now on to her boots. Now, a pair of thigh-high white boots, not very easy to find. So I looked on Pinterest and I saw this idea for shoe sleeves. So that's exactly what I did. I got these thigh-high socks from Amazon, and then I cut out a strip of fabric and hemmed it off, or so-called hemmed it off with hot glue because I was too lazy to sew. And then I had glued it to the cuff of the sock, and then I glued a heart on top of it as her boots look. And then I used these shoes, put it into the bottom of the sock, and cut out a hole for the heel, as well as a hole for the I think it's called the balm of your foot, so I'm not like slipping and sliding everywhere. And then I just used some extra fabric that I had left over to make sure that the shoe sleeve actually stays strapped onto the shoe. So that's how I made her boots. And for her gloves, I repeated the same process of just cutting out a strip of fabric, so-called hemming it off, and then gluing it to the cuffs of the gloves. Oh, and the gloves are from Shein. And as for her ears, I already had this headband, so I think I got it from Amazon like years ago. I just cut out two pointed triangles of cardboard and painted them, and then I hot glued them on top of the headband, and that's how I made her ears. And as for her bat wings, I got these from Amazon, and then I painted the inside of it purple, and then I cut out a heart into some cardboard and glued it onto the back. I don't really know if all of her designs have had a heart on her back, like in between her wings, but I've seen some of them where she has a heart in between her shoulder blades. I'm not too sure, but I added it to this cosplay because I thought it was really cute. And then I just cut it in half so that I'll be able to fold the wings whenever I have to store it away. So that's it in its entirety. That's how I made said cosplay. I already owned the leggings, so I already had those. And then the wig I also got from Amazon years ago from another cosplay. This is how it all came together. I didn't have any landscape videos of me in the cosplay, so these are all just TikToks. But yeah, follow me on TikTok. And that's how I made my Rouge the Bat cosplay. If you want more in-depth things, let me know. I will try to actually work my way through a tutorial with measurements and stuff in the future. But yeah, and welcome to my channel. It's my first video. Oh my god, this is so exhilarating. I have to alert the press. Oh my god. I'll be back with whatever else I end up doing. Who knows? We've got something going on in this room. But yeah, bye.